Hi Kiwi, and welcome back to another episode of Hades 1. This is our mirror setup for the day. Today I am going to be running a pretty serious gimmick build, and by that I mean a challenge run. My challenge to myself is, can I beat Hades with only the attack? No dash, no cast, no special, no call, and sadly no boldy either. The only option we have afforded to us is our ability to attack, and that's why I'm going to try it on the shield, because I can use the shield as a defensive tool. I can block front-facing attacks. We're going to try and build around vengeance spoons in our attack, obviously, and that's going to be the extent of our ability to deal damage. In terms of what heat we're going to go for a casual 16 heat on this, because I don't want to, I want to prove that I can do it before I commit to an idea as crazy as this. We're not going to take any levels of tight deadline. I think once I get Curse of Vengeful Mood, I can probably do whatever I want. But 16 heat seems more than fair to give this challenge a try, and then if I think it's feasible, then we'll move on and try like 32 heat down the road. Because I do want, I was going to do 32 heat, but then I tempered my expectations of maybe I should see if this is even viable first. But alright, we're going to start with Ares. Let's see what he gives.
The winds of war blow fiercely on the surface now, my kin. Thus I am able to confer upon you even greater power than has been my custom.
Ideally, we get his special.
Ooh.
Well, we don't, but a high tier attack is pretty decent for us. That'll give us a lot of damage, and his tier 2s will make that scale fairly well, so I'm not going to complain too much about that. I ended up taking the aspect of Zagreus because it's the only shield that really benefits the attack directly, whereas Beowulf makes us take 10% more damage and only benefits our attack if we have a cast loaded into it, so it's not really worth using. That said, getting an epic tier attack from Ares at the start, quite nice. The reason why I said I wanted his special is because I'm going to eventually go for ideally Athena. I suspect I'm going to want some death defiances on this run, so having Athena guarantee to give those to us would be quite nice. Well, not guarantee, but very likely to give us. Plus, having her attack being able to reflect projectiles means we'd have a fairly decent defensive tool against, like, rooms full of witches, for example, in Tartarus, and basically everywhere else. Not having a reflect in this sort of situation isn't impossible, but does make the run a little bit more difficult. As far as what we want to build, of course, we're going to want Vengeful Mood, so Zeus and Ares are going to be the mainstays of this build. We want as many tier 2s as they can afford to give us. HP wouldn't be a bad idea here, but me getting through an Erebus Gate without a dash or any like ranged abilities seems kind of foolhardy, so we'll go for the palm here. Some extra early damage certainly doesn't hurt us. It's not what we strictly want, but it'll help us. And because of the base damage on Zagreus plus Fiery Presence, we do one-shot these 50 HP enemies, so that's nice. I think the gemstones have 70 HP, so as long as I use my shield correctly, I have a fair bit of mobility. The most important thing to recognize early is there is a metric of failure for this challenge in Styx, because Styx chambers do have the unfortunate ability to sometimes spawn in rooms with floor layouts that can only be cleared with a dash, like the giant gaps in the floor that the only way to get through is to dash over them. I'm going to make those rules those rooms the exception to how we're playing. Namely, just the fact that if those rooms happen, I have to kill all enemies in the room first, and then I'm allowed to turn my dash on just to get through that room. I think if we get to that point, we prove that it doesn't really matter how we play. Pulverizing Blow versus Minotaur Rush, both of these are decent. We don't have any percent scaling on our attack, so I think Minotaur Rush is probably better here. That Power Rush gives us 500% more damage on our Bull Rush, and we're going to be using the Bull Rush a lot. Generally, I don't think this is the best hammer, but for this specific build, maybe it is. Although if we get Impending Doom, or sorry, Dire Misfortune I think it is, that could make it scale well with our attack if we take Pulverizing Blow. I still think I take Minotaur Rush here. I'm going to be depending on my Bull Rush a lot later on in the run. We'll take Sisyphus. It's a free chamber. It's coin that can afford us some boons that we really need to start getting our run off the ground.
You know approximately where to find me if you happen to be in the area again, Prince said.
Aye, aye, Captain. Otherwise, what we're looking for is Curse of Longing, the duo between Ares and Aphrodite, so she'll be one of the gods we're hunting for along with Zeus. And then probably Athena, if we can, to give us the survivability she offers.
I got you covered, Prince.
We get all that, and we're probably good for this run.
This is for you, Baldy.
But most importantly, the sooner we get Vengeful Mood, the better. Do we get an attack up? We got damage reduction 1%.
Rock, isn't he, Prince?
Honestly, of all the things Boldy could give us, that's kind of useless, but it's definitely less useless than some of the other things. And most importantly, Boldy gave us something. Boldy believes in us, and that's what matters. And okay, our bull rush is, our fully charged bull rush does it looked like it did 270 damage. Yeah. Why is it only sometimes doing 270 damage? I don't follow the logic on that, but oh well. Maybe it's a matter of, am I charging it fully, or there's a certain way to hit with it? I'm not entirely sure. Like, sometimes it's clearly doing 270, and other times it's doing less. Oh well. While I may not fully understand how to use it, I can tell that it's damage up, and that's what matters most. I did not take tight deadline because I figured this might be a slower than average run, especially since I can't dash. I'm stuck in these boulders. Oh, hey, Aphrodite. Okay, since Aphrodite is one of the gods we really, really want, I'm going to take her now. She's going to be enhanced by the mini-boss room.
You've been waiting for this, haven't you?
I'm going to try and use my bull rush on the sneak, because the sneak is such a pain to deal with. Because it loves to teleport away, and it clears the doom effect before it pops if it teleports.
Oh, would you look at whom I found, all by his lonely self.
It's me, I'm Zagreus. Alright, let's see. I was waving at the computer when I said that, because I am a giant doof. What can we take that will set us up for her duo? We want Curse of Longing, so basically all of her core boons give it to us. The main thing I want to make sure is there's nothing that locks us out of the Zeus duo, which I think all of Zeus's core boons do allow us to get it. Yeah, pretty much all of his boons there. So I think it doesn't really matter what I take from Aphrodite here. So we'll take her dash, because I want to save the call for Zeus. If we don't get offered Zeus's dash or special, but we get his call, that can still let us set up for his tier 2s that scale with the lightning bolts we want on his vengeance boon. So I think Passion Dash is the way to go here. Then we'll take this palm for another little bit of extra damage on the attack. That's fine. Demeter looks like she's trying to force her way into the build, so I've got to be careful about that. Rooms with a lot of enemies, it's basically the strategy is probably just bull rush around and don't mess around with trying to hit multiple times, especially if they are armored enemies, because they don't get staggered when they have armor going, and that makes it much more likely that I'm going to take damage from them. These numbskulls, or these skull spawners, can make a lot of enemies appear, so I want to take them out as quick as possible too. Maybe I have a... Okay, I think I get it. So the bull rush 500% damage increase is only if we have a fully charged bull rush. I guess I should have read that. Let me confirm, but I believe that is the case. Your bull rush grants a power rush. Power rush, hold X, and then release when you see a brief flash for a strong... Oh, okay. It's a timing-based thing. Interesting. So I have to release the bull rush at a specific point. Okay. Now I understand why people don't care for that boon, because usually when you're charging up your bull rush, you're either letting it out sooner or holding it to defend. You're never really, like, choosing to use it with... You don't want the game to tell you when to use it. You want to be the one to decide when to use it, is kind of my metric of it. Still, it's damage. Even if we can't use it to its fullest power, any bit of extra damage is good for us, right? Thankfully, I left the interact button equipped so we can still go for fishes. I was trying to see if I could out DPS him before he got that attack in. Unfortunate. Thankfully, our swing is large enough that we can usually hit enemies from across the way. But I do think, especially come Elysium, our bull rush is going to be the core of our defensive and offensive tools. All of these projectiles make that a lot harder, though. Oof, okay. Yeah, so I need to be careful. I guess, what do I want from Hermes? It may be worthwhile just taking the Hermes evasion boons to increase our survivability.
Denizens of the deep.
I don't think it's wrong to go for offensive tools, though.
Come on up.
We can never use hyper sprint, so that's a waste if we take that. So it would have to be greater haste if I'm going to set up for rush delivery. I want those keys for rerolls. Yeah, it's going to be it's going to be a boss with some, or not a mini boss, a room with some champion enemies, but I can manage them, I think. And everything here dies really quick, even with their armor. So as long as I keep the offense up, I think I'm fine. The main thing is I just need to get enough hits in before they get damage control shields stacked up like 4 times like that. Oh gosh, that's a lot of things. I tried to dash and I couldn't. I've got to be careful about floor traps. They're going to be a problem for the lack of mobility that I have. In theory, I can block them with the shield, but if I get hit, it cancels out my charge for the bull rush. Rough room, oof. I think what I probably have to do is just bull rush through these things to trigger them so that they don't stay on the floor around me. All right, so we're seeing the weaknesses of this build at the very least on large enemies with lots of or small enemies with lots of projectiles. Those are going to be the rooms that are the hardest. I think we have to go for the trial. This is going to be rough. That said, I can block Aphrodite's punishment with my shield. Yeah, I heard you sneeze there, Kiwi. I don't know if the microphone picked it up, but I heard you.
I knew you'd come
Oh shoot, I
around.
meant to take Ares here. That's a mistake on my part. Oops. There aren't really a lot more Aphrodite boons we want, because I don't really have a way of working it. I guess I could try and set up for her legendary if I get her empty inside vengeance boon. This is a higher tier boon. I think I will reroll here and hope to see weak inside, because I want to make sure that I save some core boon slots for Zeus and Athena if I can afford to get them.
What about these?
We didn't get it, but life affirmation will keep us alive, so we'll take that.
Your course of action here was ill-advised, my kin. For war shall come to you no matter what, as I shall presently reveal.
I really did mean to take Ares first, because Aphrodite's a lot easier to deal with than Ares is for her trial punishment with the shield, because you can just block the attacks. So hopefully I don't take too much damage here, but I anticipate I'm going to have to take some. Ares is fairly easy to deal with, though, because his AoEs are slow and don't pop immediately. He's just kind of bombarding the floor. Alright, let's see. Just get as many dooms on these guys as possible. And because the Bull Rush is kind of one-shotting their armor, we can kind of deal with them fairly well. Just gotta play super safe. It's hard to play safe when there's a bunch of AoE projectiles. Yeah, okay, that happens. Oh well.
Oh, that hurt, damn it.
Kiwi of the present has arrived to join me. Kiwi, since you're just tuning in, I am doing a only attack button run. This is gonna be rough, as I've already lost a Death Defiance in Tartarus. It really does seem that projectile spamming enemies are the bane of my existence. These witches are so rough. That's kind of why I was saying I want a Athena boon. Oh my goodness, this is a bad spot to be in. Okay, we got out. One enemy remains, it looks like. There we go, trial complete. That was rough. That was really rough.
You capably survived my wrath, and I commend you for it. Let us continue on.
I think, oops, sorry. I think Tartarus is going to be the single worst area for this, honestly. We're not getting any of the tier 2s we care about. Blood Frenzy is kind of cool, but I think I do re-roll here because there are things that we need more importantly, and the sooner we get them, the better.
What else is there?
Curse of Vengeance, there we go. It's the lowest tier Curse of Vengeance, but it is a Curse of Vengeance nonetheless. We're going to start trying to get as many palm levels on that as possible so it's stacked up. And here's Zeus. Oh my goodness, we have had amazing god luck. We have had every god we want so far. Before I take Zeus, though, I will take the palm to guarantee it on Curse of Vengeance. That's a whole level, that's a whole nother 80 damage on it. Okay, and then of these core boons, again, it doesn't really matter which one I take. I think, honestly, probably the best thing is to not take the aid if I don't need to, because that'll make it so we don't get aid-affecting boons from Hermes. So we'll take Thunder Flourish here. That lets us get the duo, the tier 2 boons from Zeus that we want that affect Heaven's Vengeance when we finally start seeing that. But because we have Curse of Vengeance and a core boon from Zeus and Ares now, we can get their duo. Hey, she got our name right. Good job, Tiss. All right. So I think most importantly is I probably just shield and play it safe. If I go crazy with the DPS, I'm likely going to get hit. Where are you, Tiss? Oh, I'm going to get hit by this. Oh, okay. Only took 6 damage. Not bad there. Would definitely enjoy seeing any sort of weak afflicting effect from the Vengeance Boon that after. Oh my goodness, that's so much damage. Thankfully, I figured I couldn't see where I was relative to her there. Thankfully, oh my goodness, she hits rapid fire. We may lose another Death Defiance here if I'm not careful. All right, I need to slow my roll. I need to focus on positioning and only getting in the hits that I can afford to get. Oh, she's gonna hit me there. Unfortunate. Yeah, I'm just playing too aggro. All right, let's just sit back, wait for attacks to come out, and then defensively respond. I've got decent damage on our attack at this point. There we go. Okay. A little sketchy, but the good news is because we got these 3 gods, we can see it. We can force Athena with their keepsake, and then I can just focus on stacking defensives. All right. We just need to make sure that we take a core boon of Athena's that sets us up for her Death Defiance refunding.
Already made it out of Tartarus.
Which I believe requires us to take not her cast. I think I unfortunately discovered in the last episode, Athena's cast does not count as one of her core boons for giving you these. Oh no, it does. Phalanx shot. What am I missing? What am I mixing it up with? It's her aid that doesn't do it. Okay. I'm mixing it up with a different run. I'm thinking of, I was trying to get, what is it? Parting Shot, there we go. No, Failing Shot works for that too. It just doesn't work with Phalanx Flare. That's what it was. I was using the aspect of Beowulf and couldn't get it because I took Phalanx Flare. Okay, fair enough. We have enough coin to afford a Death Defiance. Honestly, probably worth it here, so I will do that. We'll need to make sure that we get some more coin going towards the shop, though, because we need to buy... We now have all 4 gods in our pool, presumably, assuming Athena shows up as she should. So we'll need to be able to afford whatever gods show up. We really, really want to see Ares and Zeus as much as possible first. Start stacking their Vengeful Mood boon. And then secondarily, we want Curse of Longing from Aphrodite. And we want Athena's Holy Shield. Those are really, really the biggest boons that we can afford that we want at this stage. Asphodel is challenging just because since I don't have a dash, I need to be very mindful about stepping in lava. I do have the Bull Rush as a form of mobility, so I'm not completely locked into the lava, but I think particularly learning will be a little bit annoying to deal with, or enemies that are just content with running away all the time. I used my dash to, or my Bull Rush to try and reposition there, just because I knew that enemy was going to die and then drop a projectile. Yeah, Asphodel is going to be rough just for the positioning that it requires. But I think we can make it through.
Gods grant me strength.
Unfortunately, we do not get a palm level on the Curse of Vengeance here. I will sell I will level up Curse of Agony because it's still base damage for us. Every bit of damage matters. We want to see Dire Misfortune. That comboed with Curse of Longing and... Or sorry, Impending Doom. Impending Doom comboed with Curse of Vengeance will do a lot of damage for us once we get Vengeful Mood. Obviously, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Okay, woof. We need to reposition when we're in a room full of projectiles. This is kind of why I said Athena's attack would be very helpful for this run, because I foresaw rooms like this. We've already proven that those rooms can happen in Styx as well. They're just scary. So I think the main thing is just stay mobile, dash through with Bull Rush, hit them when you can, but I need to prioritize using Bull Rush for mobility as my only afforded to me defensive tool. All right, let's see what's next. Shop or HP? We'll take the shop here. We have enough coin to afford a god boon. Hopefully we see one of the gods we want. It would be really annoying if a 4th god showed up before Athena here. And we are offered Athena. Okay, perfect. And then there's another Athena room following this.
Pleasure doing business.
So we can take her cast. We proved that we could take her cast, right? I just want to confirm one more time for peace of mind. I should also confirm that there aren't any duos we want from her. Let's see. Lightning Phalanx is not going to be relevant to us. That will be annoying because we will probably see Lightning Phalanx show up during this run. If I take her cast. Her other duos, Parting Shot, we would see potentially show up as well. And then who's our 3rd god? A Merciful End, that one wouldn't show up. So we need to take one of them because I want to be able to get Death Defiances. So it's really just, do I want her aid or do I want her cast? Honestly, I think the aid is not much better because I think, again, that can cause the duos to show up that I don't want. Let's see, Parting Shot, Athena's Aid, Lightning Phalanx. Athena's Aid won't cause Lightning Phalanx to show up, so I think I will take Athena's Aid. That will dilute our Hermes pool a little bit, unfortunately, but it's probably better I do that. Then risk having a duo show up with Zeus, whose boons we really care about on this run. Can't afford anything else that I care about, so we'll go straight for this Athena room. I don't need any Death Defiance refunded from her at this point, so we'll look for boons that,
Oh good, I love snakes.
we will look for boons that, what am I trying to say here? That give us survivability, so Sure Footing and Bronze Skin are the big ones. Need to be careful about these guys because their projectiles and the AoEs are a right pain to deal with, but again, as long as I'm timing my Bull Rush correctly, I can bail out. Oof. I guess that was avoidable. I guess I can take a Death Defiance now, at least. Or do I hold on to that until after we see our Patroclus room? But I don't foresee myself losing 3 Death Defiances before then. Try and get as much damage on this guy as I can while he's just sitting here taking it. Okay. I guess he's technically getting staggered there.
I shall not offer empty words, dear cousin. I shall instead offer you this.
What do you offer, Athena? Let's see. Parting Shot already. That's between Aphrodite and Athena. Admittedly, oh wait, Holy Shield. I probably want that more. The one downside is if we take an Aphrodite boon and she offers Parting Shot instead of, say, Curse of Longing, that will be a downside to us. But Holy Shield is too valuable not to take here, given the nature of the boon we're going for. Wow, Athena really likes us this run. She is showing up a 3rd time. Well, I guess it doesn't hurt to get some of these Athena boons out of the way now, but really, really, really what we want is to see Ares and Zeus at this point. I will take Zeus's keepsake into Elysium for sure, because we need to see as much Zeus as we can. Realistically, though, what we really want to see more than anything else is Ares. Ares is the biggest kind of a benefit to our build, but Zeus giving us Vengeful Mood is just as big. It's just, without Heaven's Vengeance, we're missing one of our core damage sources. Can you maybe jump over here, my dude? Thanks, bud. And pop goes the Skelly. Okay, we've got a Chaos Gate. The question is, do I even care about a Chaos Gate on this run? It can up our attack damage, but our attack damage isn't where our damage is coming from, and we have most of the boons that we care about on rarity, so increasing boon rarity isn't amazing either for us, and we lose HP taking the Chaos Gate, not to mention we risk getting a debuff that is too debilitating to function with. Like, being locked out of our attack, we basically just can't damage anymore. That doesn't sound like fun. Ultimately, I think it depends on what we're offered in alternative to Chaos. We're still not seeing the Athena boons that we particularly care about. That said, if I take Brilliant Riposte, or Riposte, or I don't know how to pronounce that correctly, I think that means we can get her Legendary. Yeah, so I'm going to take that. We'll take Brilliant Riposte. It itself does nothing for us, but it does make it so we get a potential for Athena's shield. A fourth Athena in a row versus a Hermes boon, and I'm pretty sure I heard a fish. So let's go find our fish real quick. Again, I don't have tight deadline on, so I don't have to play super fast here. Here, fishy, fishy, where are you, fishy, fishy? I don't see the fish. Maybe it was on the starting area. Hold on. If I don't find it over here, then I'm just gonna miss it. It over here, this area. There it is. Found it. Okay. You got a fishy, fishy. All right, so the question is Chaos, Hermes, or Athena. I think, honestly, Hermes is probably the best pull here, but we could get Athena's Legendary. We could get Athena's Legendary now.
Think I got one.
The odds are low.
Another Flame Eater?
And I think I won't complain if I get a Death Defiance this early from her. I think, oh, this is a tough decision. We want Hermes. We want Chaos. We don't want Chaos as much. I think I'm going to skip Chaos here. I think there's too much risk associated with Chaos to make it worth it. Hermes, on the other hand, really just could afford to give us Rush Delivery with greater haste, or Dodge Chance, which will make us more up our survivability. Athena, the fewer boons Athena has, the more likely we are to see her Legendary, though, so I think I'm going to go that route. Probably the mistake, probably should go the Hermes boon, but I don't know. It's just funny that Athena has shown up, what, 4 or 5 times now?
Looks like I got here just in time.
All right, can we out DPS Thanatos?
Can't stay long, so how about we get this business over with?
With only our attack, can we out DPS Thanatos? That's the question here.
Let's slay these wretches quickly.
Where are they?
Let's, by all means.
Oh, Skull Crusher, of course. These guys are kind of time wasters. Makes it hard to kill them before Than does. Still got it. All right, we need tiny enemies that are fast to die.
Time to die.
Witches don't help here. Armored witches are not ideal. Oh, this is awful. At least Holy Shield kind of helps here. I don't think we're going to be able to out DPS Thanatos probably here. Especially if we've got enemies that teleport and they're all spawning with armor and have tons of projectiles. Yeah, this is kind of a little bricked room for us. Gonna still make an honest try, but I can't risk dying over it. Oh my gosh. Thank God for Holy Shield is such a huge survival tool for us right now. Yeah, we're not beating Than here. I just focus on surviving. All right, no HP for us. Athena is really committed to not giving us anything we want. I could take Sure Footing to reduce the damage from traps, because it's hard to get off of traps once I'm on them, and Hades pots are going to be a big problem if they spawn near me. Alternatively, I reroll and see if we get her Legendary. I don't think she's the god we reroll for, honestly, but again, the more boons we take from her now, the fewer boons she will offer us in competition for her Legendary, or her, well, mostly her Legendary or her Death Defiances. All right, Shop or Hermes. We can't afford the Shop, so we'll take the Hermes. That still gives us a decent chance of seeing a second Hermes in Elysium, so that should be fine. Learning is going to be a little bit rough here. I'm on 28 HP and not a whole lot of, like, max HP either.
Got a customary care package for you, cuz.
What have you got? Let's see. Auto Reload, Side Hustle, or Swift Strike. Swift Strike I could make an argument for because that helps our DPS, but it's not going to be the core of our DPS the second we get Vengeful Mood. Alternatively, Auto Reload. Auto Reload, the reason why I'm considering that is because it is a precursor to his Legendary Greater Recall, which I know it's, or sorry, Bad News rather, which says 50% more damage to cast damage, but it actually is a universal damage buff. It's glitched. So I think, honestly, Auto Reload is the better option here for our build. It also that way saves us a reroll in Hermes, because the odds of us necessarily seeing a greater haste rush delivery combo when also having enough rerolls for Zeus and Ares later,
You really didn't have to reconstitute yourself just for my sake.
I don't think it's worth the risk. So let's get a nice little attack damage in there and just go sliding past him. Unfortunately, of course, we get the Lerny form that is most threatening to our build, in that he sets up areas that we can't stand in. And since we're constantly sliding around, I have to be very careful about where I slide to. For example, sliding into lava, not a great look. Should not do that. Would not recommend sliding into lava. All right, that's his first third. Here come the heads. Here come the heads. Doo-doo-doo-doo. And of course, we get more heads that spawn lava plumes. Not very good for us. It's going to be particularly scary. It's going to be particularly, I think I combined sketchy and scary there. It's going to be particularly sketchy and scary when there are 5 heads. I just need to try and damage where I can. Unfortunately, I think we are 1 hit from losing another Death Defiance. Hopefully we do see a Patroclus this run. This is meant to be a challenge, and it certainly is a challenge. I acknowledge that. Oh, I'm going to get hit here. I went for damage instead of playing it safe. I don't have tight deadline on. I need to remember to play safe. There's no reason I am taking these sorts of hits when I have a means of evading the damage reliably. All right, so I think the strategy here is we go sliding around the room where we can. Hopefully the head's positioned away from the lava. And I'm caught on a wall. Oh no, that's unfortunate. Walls seem to be the antithesis to this build, and large enemies that prevent me from seeing those walls even more so. So we've lost 2 Death Defiances. We still have 1 more. Can I make it through Lerny without wasting another one? Sure footing will help us block some damage from all the lava that I'm standing in. Thankfully, I can aim my shield correctly. It sucks that I have a greater call and I just can't use it. It hurts a little bit inside that I have this much call stacked up and I can't effectively use it. Just need to focus on kind of... I would love it if Lerny would stop spamming lava and just come to me. Lerny, please. Come on, Lerny. I can, as long as I know where the walls that I can't pass are, I can use them to keep myself from going too far into the lava. I think we've got a good position now. We'll just go back and forth with the bull rush. Bail out when he starts doing his chin slam move, and there we go. Lerny down. As soon as we get Vengeful Mood, this build is basically ready to pop off. But we need Vengeful Mood as soon as possible. We're hurting for it real bad. Well, I'm going to force Zeus in Elysium. Worst case scenario, we get Heaven's Vengeance, which isn't terrible, but we really need to roll for Vengeful Mood, I think. So here's Zeus's keepsake. Do we sell anything here?
Worth giving up.
Honestly, we don't have Curse of Longing yet, so I don't sell Passion Dash, but I would like to if I could. I have Lamia. Honestly, we could use that HP. I'm going to buy it. We should have enough rooms before the shop that I should be able to regenerate the coin that I spent, in theory. Usually we have at least 2 rooms, if not 3 rooms, before the mid-shop shows up. Because each floor, I think, is somewhere in the realm of like 8 to 13 encounters.
Pleasant temperature.
Encounters including Chaos Gates, Erebus Gates, that sort of thing. Zeus Erebus is cool and all, but it's probably not worth the risk. I doubt we get through an Erebus Gate undamaged, especially with our current setup. I'm going to go for this hammer and hope that it gives us something that enhances our attack or our bull rush. I will say outright now that I will not take piercing shot or whatever the piercing, whatever makes your bull rush into a projectile. I need to use bull rush defensively with its ability to provide mobility, and removing my only mobility tool is just a terrible idea. I don't actually know if you can even do that if you have taken
just a bit longer.
The bull rush enhancing boon that we already have, for that matter. So either way, I have Lamia is giving us some nice damage, or nice HP actually. Try and make sure I pop out these revenants as soon as possible. This is sketchy. It's not impossible. We've had very bad RNG for our Vengeance build so far, I would say. We've gotten some good Vengeance boons, but they've been low tier. Let's see, Sudden Rush. Your Bull Rush charges up faster. During your dash, no. During your special, no. Alright, our Bull Rush charging up faster sounds phenomenal since we're using it as a defensive tool. And as much as I like the damage from the palm, I do think I'm going to take some survivability here since we kind of are hurting for it. Oh yeah, we're a lot faster now. That helps a ton. It doesn't help if I get hit though. Alright. Oof, okay. I need to make sure that I think one of the big things here is I need to position well for these spears. These spear wielders. Okay, that's an interesting interaction that I'm glad to know about now. So Eye of Lamia caused an HP to spawn, but the Revenant was out of bounds for where I could stand. But it makes things that spawn out of bounds get squished over to the inbounds regions that I can reach. Alright. So far, so good. And Eye of Lamia is actually carrying. It's giving a fair bit of HP. Honestly, not the worst run to take Demeter for Stubborn Roots, to be honest, but there are a few runs where I even comment on Stubborn Roots being viable. This might be one of them. That said, we are taking a lot of hits. These spears are kind of annoying. I think they actually can pierce through your shield. I think I established that in a previous episode. I might be mistaken, but it definitely feels that way. I think there was a lot of mispositioning, so that's my fault. Another HP versus Palm. I think I'm gonna go for the HP again. I need some survivability. I'm hurting for survivability.
Long spears.
I don't know if it's worth taking this Infernal Trove or not. I'll consider it, but let's get this room cleared and see where I'm standing first. Let's also see what that Infernal Trove offers. If it's HP, I honestly will consider it, because we need something to help us out a little bit here. But I think as long as I kind of dash back and forth, I'm messing with the AIs. They're aiming for where I was rather than where I'm going. So I think that's kind of how to build it. I just need to stop mashing attack. Like, I want to mash attack to have, like, the greatest DPS possible, but it's been kind of shooting myself in the foot doing so. All right, I think I've got the timing and the flow down. As long as we get Vengeful Mood, I think we're fine. It's mostly just RNG has to decide to do so, and RNG is middling at best on this run. Would you kindly stop that, sir? None of that. Bad. Bad Spearman. Oh my goodness. We have taken a lot of damage in this room. Eye of Lamia has decided to stop giving us HP. I know it's only a 15% chance per enemy, but... Oh, there's one. Okay, cool. It gives us 10 HP. Like, we have actually healed a substantial amount from Eye of Lamia, so, like, it's been very good to us. I think our DPS is actually faster if I use the Bull Rush than spamming attack anyway. Okay. What is this coin? Ooh, that's tempting. What's in this shop? We've got mid shop versus Zeus. I have to take that mini boss because we need the Zeus. Well, this is a good excuse to skip the shop, I guess. So we'll take the Death Defiance here because we need it. Minus 200 coin. We'll go for the Zeus room, skip the mid shop, but we will take the Infernal Trove because we need to refund ourselves some money.
We have an intruder.
I want to see if I can afford a boon come the shop before the boss if I can. Of course, we're getting a really bad room for our kind of build right now with damage control spawning shield stones, or what are they, void stones I think they're called, witches. We don't have a lot of way to reflect projectiles other than taking damage, and this witch is just being contented with standing out of bounds.
Why do I pay these wretches?
Thankfully, Holy Shield carried with a reflect there that made up for our inability to hit it, and now we're at a nice 190 coin. Nothing else I want here. All right, here we go. We're going to take this mini-boss. If it's Asterius, I can manage. If it's Butterfly Ball, I can also manage. But unfortunately, I can't get to the Butterfly Ball through this gap in the floor. So I have to take the really long way, and it's going to teleport away. Yep, I knew it. All right, let's see if I can just get rid of its friend before it spawns in, because those are going to be a big problem, too. It has a lot of armor. Wow. I need to... Yeah, every time this Butterfly Ball gap goes across a gap, it becomes increasingly more difficult to hit because it's out of my range. I'm just gonna try and kill some of the friends while I'm in their area. Oh gosh, this is a lot of things. I can't, every time I get hit, my Bull Rush charge gets canceled out, which is a big issue for me. And these butterflies do count as a hit. They are hitting me out of my Bull Rush, I think. This is a lot to contend with at once. Ooh, this is a tough challenge. I actually thought Asterius would be easier than Butterfly Ball, but I didn't realize why until now. Okay, we've got the ball down, I think. That should finish it. It's a tanky thing, isn't it? All right, there we go. Rough room. Sheesh. Glad I bought that Death Defiance.
As my kin, you are a born fighter, Zagreus. So put your back into it and you climb right up.
All right, so skip your platitudes and give me Smoldering Air of all things? Really? Ugh. That's what I was afraid of. I have to try and reroll because we can get Vengeful Mood, and it's way more important when we get that. Smoldering Air is completely useless aside from being able to sell it for gold later on. All right, we take this reroll. What do we get?
How about a different set of choices then?
Well, we got Heaven's Vengeance at least. Heaven's Vengeance will help us
Shocking.
do damage. All right, Patroclus or Hermes? I think we have to take the Patroclus. It'll give us a Death Defiance refund. All right, we're gonna have to take the long way to these guys. Hey guys, just me passing through.
First a visit from Achilles, and now you.
You know what? I should have looked in the last room if there were any eggs, because if I blew myself up with an egg, I would have gotten 2 Death Defiances and been healed up more. Oh well, I'm gonna take the Kiss of Styx Premium here. This is 1 Death Defiance for free. It's a value of 200 coins. It's worth it. Zeus, Ares, Trial. I mean, I have to. I can't get their duo, but it will set me up with some of the boons I really care about for this kind of build. So it's worth it, but it's super risky. I think I proved that Ares is easy enough to deal with, so we'll take Zeus here first.
Oh, I feel very proud.
We will take Static Discharge. That's some extra damage on Heaven's Vengeance now.
I'll not abide such disregard of our past companionship, my kin. In war, one must take sides, and you had best choose mine.
It is going to be a genuine miracle if I make it through this room without taking a Death Defiance, and we're getting low tier boons that we don't even want, which is even worse. Like, it wasn't even worth it's still worth it, mind you. Like, I'm not going to say this room wasn't worth it, but it feels like we had hopes and dreams and we're not meeting them. All right, I think most important is I just maybe pick one enemy and burst and focus them down before I make a lot of other hits. Oh, and great, they're damage control spawning enemies, so I can't really easily... Oh, this is so annoying. Oh my goodness. All right, we got those guys cleared, but yeah, like, no surprise I lost the Death Defiance there. This is a tough challenge, Kiwi. Who thought removing basically all of my options makes a run much more difficult? Would be interesting if there was a Pact of Punishment that you could take that's kind of similar to this, where it like makes it so you can't use certain buttons. I don't think most people would choose that in higher heat runs if they didn't have to, but interesting food for thought if nothing else. All right, probably the best way to play this is wherever I see, oh my goodness, these guys are fast. Okay, never mind. I can't walk to reposition. I have to make sure I'm bull rushing all the time to reposition. But I think let's try and get rid of this splitter before it causes any more mayhem. I'm taking so many hits. We have really not had, like, if our AFK run from what was it, episode 145 was like the perfect AFK run, this is not that. We are having consistently terrible RNG. We're almost where we want. Like, we were tricked into thinking we had really good RNG in the first floor, right?
The sacrifice in blood is fully paid, and we are squared away. Though, think you twice next time before you cross me,
Like, 3 of the 4 gods we wanted in Tartarus right away? Okay, ooh, okay, this is good. A 70% impending doom. 70% more damage on our doom is lovely for Heaven's Vengeance. There's another Zeus room. We're gonna have to take it. Please, Zeusy, give us your oh.
A welcome sight.
Okay, you know what? We're taking Smoldering Air, so it stopped showing up, but holy gosh. Unfortunate. On the bright side, we did get the Zeusy juice. And okay, now Aphrodite shows up, and she's gonna give us... Oh, she could give us Curse of Longing, so there's that, I suppose. Curse of Longing is completely useless unless we have her Vengeance Spoon, which I don't think we have yet. We have Athena's Vengeance Spoon. So, we really, for it to even matter, like, honestly, maybe it was just a mistake taking Aphrodite early on. Not that, I don't know, Kiwi. There's no winning here, right? It's all, we're all afforded this in hindsight. Just need to make sure that I just need to have my shield up at all times and position myself so enemies can't get behind me. If enemies get behind me, I am a sitting shieldless duck. Like, I have a shield, but I can't use it. Oof. Right. Like, I need to position myself around enemies. So I think that's the thing that I'm doing wrong about this build, is I need to learn how to position correctly. And positioning correctly requires me to be as far away from enemies as possible and let them come towards me. All right, we don't get her... We don't get... I re-roll here. I probably have to re-roll because we need either her Vengeance Spoon. We need either her Vengeance Spoon or... what is it called? Her Vengeance Spoon or... Her duo with Ares. Curse of Longing. Right, because I don't have it yet. I have Athena's... Alright, I'm going to re-roll once here. If we don't get it, then we just keep going with the commentary on these gods are just refusing to give me the things I need and want on this build. Different League isn't the worst option because we are constantly being close range to enemies, but no. Alright, re-rolling.
What else?
Curse of Longing, there we go. Alright, good, we got something. Still not enough without her Vengeance Spoon. This is a free Aphrodite room. Since we are looking for her Vengeance Spoon, I think I take it. and then we need to see either Zeus or Ares in the final room, on the final floor, or we don't get Curse of Vengeance, and like the core of our build that we're really depending on is just lost to us.
In the name of Hades.
All right. We didn't get it. I don't think I reroll here. It's not worth it. Dying Lament is at least a possible way of getting weak onto enemies, because Hades will spawn things like his Bloodstones that we can use to get that effect going. So I think that's how we'll play it. It's just not worth using up our last reroll that could get us Vengeful Mood.
Let us destroy him quickly, King. Or perhaps slowly.
All right, here we go. So most important thing is we focus on positioning more than anything else. There's a lot of damage that is avoidable if I just use my shield appropriately.
So I could conquer you in racing just as in battle.
And if I'm lucky, I can position so I hit both of them. Oh, you know what? I think if we go up against Hades, I'm gonna be fine. I don't know how the Styx mini bosses will go. Oh, I'm getting out of here. I can bull rush through that and not take damage, but if I don't get a max range bull rush, I might get hit. Threading the needle on those projectiles from Theseus. Theseus, you blocked his attack there, you goof.
Undeserving fiend, all
right.
which you think you
He got caught on me.
was merely handed you.
I couldn't tell if my bull rush had charged up or not. What is he doing? Oh my goodness. When I hold the shield against Asterius, sometimes his AI like just seems to bug out. I'm not sure if that's what's happening or what, but sometimes it just feels like Asterius is playing games with my heart with his bull rush. Gotta get out of here before I get hit by a projectile. Okay, bailed out just in time. Again, it's all this build is all about proper positioning. Since I don't have a dash, I can't attack and expect to get out easily. But I think we've got the flow now. Oh, well, I'm still taking some big meaty hits, but all right, he's gonna spin. I need to bail out here. I'm caught on a wall. Yeah, walls and enemies that have collision, which most enemies do. Those are gonna be the problems for this build in particular. But I just need to be careful not to go point blank or get close enough to Asterius where when he dashes, I get hit by his attacks. Right, we've almost got him now. He's charging. We block it instantly. I think we've got the bull now. One more good Doom activation and he's done. There he goes. Okay, now we can focus on Theseus.
Damn you, fiend! You're next, King.
I think we've got him. I just need to... The biggest issue with Theseus is if you stand in front of him, he can hit you with his... Yeah, he can do that. He can do exactly that. I activated my shield just in time to block that hit, fortunately. Yeah, so the main issue is I need to be careful about getting put in front of Theseus or I'll take damage, and it hits me for 20.
Chariot,
all right.
I shall avenge you. Olympus, help me, please.
Artemis is a little sad that we didn't choose her, but looks like I can perfectly time my bull rush with her projectiles to dodge them consistently. I think we just DPS Theseus this way. It's kind of funny. He can't do anything against us. And our Doom still activates on him, even if his shield blocks the hit. So I think we're fine. Block his projectiles, just worry about Artemis coming up from underneath, and there we go. Honestly, for what we had, I took a lot of damage, but that was for what it feels like. It felt like a fairly clean Heroes.
Hello, supportive shade.
And thankfully, we're at 200 HP. Even if Life Affirmation wasn't the boon we wanted from Aphrodite, it's still a boon that helps a lot. All right, so we've taken the Zeus keepsake already. I forgot we took Zeus in Elysium, so we really have to hope that Zeus or Ares show up. Although, given how that boss fight went, pardon me, I think that we actually can take Hades on pretty easily. It's mostly getting through Styx that I'm a little worried about. I think for safety's sake, I don't think I need the Lucky Tooth to get to Hades. Coin Purse could afford us some boons. I think most importantly, though, we just block what damage we can. So let's take the Acorn into Hades. I think that'll keep us alive well enough. All right, and then let's see. A Death Defiance Replenish for 200 coin. Is it worth it? Probably.
Should I take the trade?
We got Curse of Longing, right? I'm pretty sure we got Curse of Longing. We got... Yeah, so let's sell Passion Dash because we no longer need it.
Feel cleaner already.
All right, perfect. And the odds of us seeing Athena, there we go, all the A gods. Athena's legendary is low, but I'll hold on to Brilliant Riposte just in case we do.
So close.
If nothing else, it'll up our holy shield reflecting damage a little bit, which probably won't matter in the long run, but I want to try it anyway. Let's see if we get any gold pots. A couple here and there. I should keep in mind that I move a lot faster by using Bull Rush than by just walking, so use that where I can. All right, moment of truth. Do we get the true one-button challenge victory? There's Aphrodite showing her ugly face again. Zeus. Okay, so this is our one chance. It's a higher tier rarity Zeus. There's a decent chance we could see his duo with Ares. Unfortunately, we immediately are punished, and we get the chamber that prevents us from crossing without our dash. So I will, like I said at the start of the run, I anticipate. Oh no, I need to kill these guys ASAP. I can't dash without hitting them. Oh, this is awful. Okay, Curse of Vengeance, pop them. We just need to kill the rats that are spawning on the other. Oh, okay, interesting. I thought the poison didn't run out until you grabbed one of those wells, but apparently the poison has a finite amount of damage. All right, so here was the one exception I set up expectations for at the start of the run, namely, if I get a chamber like this where I can't physically cross, Bull Rush doesn't cross it, I have no way of getting across, I remap dash just for that one moment, and then we go back to a dashless attack-only build. All right. Hopefully we don't see too many chambers like that, because it kind of just defeats the point of the challenge a little bit, or it feels lame. It doesn't really defeat the purpose of the challenge so much as it just feels kind of lame. A very many small vermin chamber is annoying, but we can manage. Okay. It's the small fast enemies that are really going to get us. I'd be really upset to see a mini boss with Tony. Oh, we got another one of these chambers. And I need to get this snake stone to come close if I even want to have a chance of hitting it. I might have to depend on vengeance spoons here. Got a bunch of hits there, nice. All right, gotta kite them close again. The satyrs seem to really want to come close and then bash it and run away. So I can position here. Okay, that should be one satyr done. No, not even close. All right, get them close. Smack that one while I can. Okay, that one should be dead. There we go, and there we go. And the snake stone conveniently spawns near us, so I'll just make sure that I don't smack it away from us, and there we go. All right, unfortunately I have to toss on another dash. All right, so we'll see how many dashes I have to use by the end of the run. That's why the Achilles Spear is realistically the only weapon that you can reliably dashless challenge in this, but like, I'm proving that it's not the lack of dash that's keeping me from solving these chambers, or rather, from killing the encounters, I guess is what I'm trying to say here. All right, that's one rat done. Try and get this snake stone popped before the rat spawns in. Oh, it's another snake stone. Okay, fair enough. There's so much just rat poison on the ground here.
It's no use.
All right. Let's see, what mini-boss are we going to be fighting against? Giant rat, I can deal with.
Those especially gigantic vermin.
Especially gigantic vermin is... Oh, okay, never mind, it pushed us into the guillotines. Let's just bring it over here, I think, is the best call for us. I think... Oh, right, there's this giant snake stone that spawned in too. Gotta watch out for that. All right, we're just going to go back and forth with our Bull Rush. All right, I am under a little bit of pressure here, I will admit. Need to kill this rat ASAP. At least if it is going to pop our vengeance boons, at least it's doing so to our advantage. I need to bail out of here. There's a lot of potential damage I could be taking here. These guillotines are rough. I don't think I got hit by that one, but I'm not entirely sure. There's the poison. All right, where's the poison cure? There it is. Mini boss rooms are rough. Glad I got that Death Defiance from the Charon well. Bailing out from that. All right, Zeus, this is your moment of truth, your one last time to shine, and we'll give us Vengeful Mood. There we go. All right, we are officially full build, aside from Aphrodite's Vengeance Spoon, but
Hope this can get
there's an Aphrodite in the shop, Kiwi. There's a chance. There's a chance we get her Vengeance Spoon. We'll take this fish first. All right, here's the thing. Like, now that we have that, we just win. Like, we just win. And I'll show you why in a second. Let's go ahead and get this... fish. This will be guaranteed. There it is.
Stonewall.
Okay, so first off, let's confirm whether we're getting Aphrodite's vengeance or not.
Should come in useful.
Ah, there it is. Wave of Despair. After take damage, damage foes around you and inflict weak. So now Curse of Longing can activate off of our vengeance boons, which will make our doom damage do even more. All right, And then we'll take the HP here because it'll up our survivability. That Hermes boon isn't a bad look, but I don't think it matters, honestly. I don't think Hermes is going to carry the run. The dodge chance he could give us, not bad, but not the core of how we're building. I want to kind of try and kite this rat to our position if I can, but here's why we automatically win with this build. Unless enemies have like AoEs on the ground, I just stand here, hold shield, and enemies instantly die. Well, not instantly, but you see, they get popped fairly quickly. So that's how we can gimmick Hades. If I'm gonna try and fight him legitimately for the majority of the fight, but if things get dire, I know that I have as much damage as I need off of Curse of Vengeance, and as much damage as I need if I just position correctly and hold my shield with my back against a wall where Hades can't get behind us. He proved in Extreme Measures 3 he can kind of do that, but then we just turn around and block him from the other side.
Found it fast this time.
2 chamber sticks, not bad.
A sack fit for a huge three-headed hound.
All right, a bunch of extra coins, so I should be able to afford some palms in the shop, which will be nice. I think we'll just go for a 300, and we have one reroll. We hope that it lands on Curse of Vengeance. And Curse of Agony, Static Discharge. All right, reroll once, and it is Curse of Vengeance to 275 damage from 180. Isn't strictly necessary, but speeds up the run. Well said, Charon, mate. I was really worried this run was gonna lose out. It felt like
Gigantic Cerberus accepts the prince's foul offering.
in classic fashion, all the things we needed showed up at the very end of the run, unfortunately. So it was rough going. But the point is, I have proven it is possible. I guess I shouldn't say that just yet. We haven't won yet. But I think I can do this, and if I can do this, I'll have to try it on 32 heat at some point, and I'm going to hate the fact that I did that.
One last bit of business to take care of.
But here we go, Kiwi. Can we beat the one-button Hades challenge?
I should be getting back to my desk, but I suppose the work can wait.
All right, Hades, bring it on. Oh, I'm going to take a hit. Nope, I blocked it. I don't actually know if we used... I think I got my shield up in time, but I'm not sure. But yeah, if we just go back and forth with our shield there, he can't even hit us. So Curse of Vengeance just ups our DPS. It's not like it's required.
And an eternal torment to you if you speak of this.
Like, we don't need Vengeful Mood to win this run. It just makes it so much more reliable. Looks like we did take a hit there. I'm not sure what hit us. It must have been one of the skeletons, probably. But just going back and forth with a sudden rush bull rush, we speed up fairly quickly. It looks like there's also a fair bit of time to get the enhanced damage from the power rush that we got, I think. But Hades can't even touch us. Like, we haven't taken any damage yet. That would be pretty funny if I beat the no button or the one button only Hades challenge without taking any damage against the final boss, because that feels like the hardest part. That feels like it should have been the hardest part. All right, he's gonna shoot some of these, but I can block them. Block that with my shield. Like, as long as you keep paying attention to where those bloodstones land, you're fine. Vengeful Mood just carrying in terms of damage, but our Bull Rush is carrying in terms of just evasion and survivability. All right, phase 2. When the pots start coming out, that's going to make this a little bit more complicated, but it's not going to be the end-all say-all of what happens. Like, I don't even have to worry about his bloodstones that much. I just need to make sure I have a Bull Rush ready to dodge it like that. And then I also have to make sure that I don't accidentally Bull Rush back into it. But look at that. We still haven't popped our acorn shields yet, and we're halfway down. We're halfway done with this second phase. Here come the pots, which are going to confound things a little bit, but I can bull rush through them and pop them, and as long as I have a max range bull rush, I don't know if that hit me or not. It looked like it did. We still have acorn charges though, so that's fine. Come on, give us lasers. Let's cheese you. All right, so let me actually show how to cheese Hades here real quick. So this is why Vengeful Mood just breaks Hades. Watch this. He can't hit us as long as I hold shield in this spot, and then he just dies. So that's what I could have done if I had even taken damage, but that is a no damage Hades with only one button.
You think that you're the only one who shall keep fighting?
Yeah, Styx required us to dash twice, which is unlucky. We could get Styx RNG where that's not the case, but the one button Hades challenge conquered.
Fair.
Next time, 32 heat.
Well.
Goodbye, Father.
All right, what do we honor here? I mean, it was another Vengeful Mood sort of build, but I think we never ever choose Aspect of Zagreus. Of all of the shield, Aspect of Zagreus is by far the least impressive. So to actually have a build where it was relevant, I think I have to honor it. Dire, and then I think we just put all of our duos, right? So Curse of Longing, Vengeful Mood, and we did get a pretty nicely stacked Curse of Vengeance, so I probably put that. Is there anything else worth honoring before I do that? Honestly, Sudden Rush kind of carried too. I think, honestly, I take that. There we go. All right. Aspect of Zagreus with a Curse of Vengeful Longing build, 106 win streak. Definitely probably our slowest run in some time. But can you blame me? I locked out basically all of my offensive and, frankly, defensive tools except for the X button.
Having achieved his goal, the Underworld Prince discovers that the mortal realm is utterly bereft of the life-threatening excitement to which he has grown accustomed, and the lack of anything of note to do, the sheer mundanity, results in this.
No, wait!
Alright, now normally I would turn on the dash at this point because I want to get through the house really quick, but I feel like it would be inappropriate for the theme of the challenge to put all our controls back right now. So we'll do the slow walk of victory, say goodnight to everyone, say goodnight to Kiwi, and call it a day for recording because I have been recording a lot today.
Welcome back to our most frequent guest.
Thanks, Hypnos. Good to see you too. Cerberus seems to be out protecting the world. Ooh, new dialogue with Than. Is it still 748?
Let me guess. 748. It was.
Yep, it was.
Than, you're not going to believe this, but Charon's been helping me. All on his own, apparently. I was so sure that Nyx or someone put him up to it. That Skelly character I mentioned, Charon hired him.
I just want to point out I had another mind meld with Zagreus there, didn't I? I said, let me guess, 748, and I'm pretty sure I said that, and then Zagreus said that. It's always funny when I end up having the same lines as him.
What are you talking about, Zagreus? Just because Charon's selling you things doesn't mean he's helping you. Wait, are you sure?
I'm sure. His helper Skelly, he's a lot more talkative and finally let on. Although he couldn't tell me how come Charon did a thing like this. I mean, we weren't ever close.
All I can think of is Charon's very dedicated to this house, like some of us. Maybe he thought he could help settle things between you and your father, one way or another.
That's a fair thought. It's nice that we have someone speaking on behalf of Charon, considering Charon, when he speaks for himself, doesn't necessarily have the easiest to interpret dialogue.
Did he really think that far ahead?
Well, if that was his motivation, certainly I appreciate his efforts. Oh, Hades is out too. You never see Hades out. Oh, he must be in the garden with Persephone, I bet.
May my performances spread wide your fame, my friend.
Yeah, I bet he's in the garden. Wow, Cerberus has been featured house servant
Excellent work, Cerberus.
multiple times in a row now. Good for Cerberus. He's such a good boy. Do I need a diamond? Well, I don't need Titan Blood, so I may as well buy it. All right, any Dusa? There's Dusa. We have to take... Oh, I'm so not used to having dashes.
Nice to see you. Now I have to clean the raptors once again.
It's so annoying. I'm so used to being able to dash past this barrier, and not being able to just feels painfully slow. All right, Hades and Persephone. Yep, there you are. What have you guys got to say?
Don't go too hard on each other out there, all right?
I think Hades is hanging his head low a little bit on this one. We couldn't hear him say it, but Hades said, "Your mother is proud of you, as you can see." All right, we're getting there on the lyre practice or liar practice. All right, Skelly, what have you got to say goodnight to or for us?
Prattle more battle, boyo. Give me all you got.
All right, you heard the man, the skeleton, the legend. But would you look at that? We've got ourselves a gauntlet, and you know what gauntlets mean? Either a gimmick build or a dash-only challenge, and we've got 2 more gods to beat dash-only, I think. Either Dionysus or Athena, so I think I'm going to go Dionysus, because Athena sounds possibly the most difficult. But with all that said, Kiwi, I hope you've enjoyed watching, and if you're awake, I hope this is helping you fall asleep. If you're sleeping, I hope you're sleeping well.
All right, I'm back.
I love you, and I will see you in the next one for another Hades dash-only run.